Welcome to the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows I am your host, Papa Joe. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. I want to say I apologize, sincerely do apologize for the delay on the start here. I had some technical difficulties. It was really my fault at the end of the day. I installed a new USB hub that my camera just didn't like. It wouldn't feed through there. So I've got the mic running through it. So if you guys can let me know that you can hear me, that would be fantastic. So yeah, fun times. You mean show me a 5x5 in the chat there and let me know if you can hear me or not. So I genuinely do apologize for the delayed start. So, anyways, yeah. First things first, smash those likes. If you like the content. Otherwise, it's okay. And do me a favor and subscribe. And if you could do me a favor and share it out on your socials and get your friends and family to come in here and have a fun time, that'd be a fantastic there. You guys have a live chat in there or no? As I'm getting messages from other people. So if you do not see the live chat, do me a favor and refresh your screen. Um, so when I went in and set the video up, evidently I somehow missed the box to let it go live. So, anyways, I do apologize for all of the fun stuff. Yes. No. Anyways, fun times, fun times. I tell you what. Yep. So, I'm a little frazzled and I had to get the camera fixed. So, let's see here. What do we have on the list? Oh yeah. So every day you guys have this. I'm at 12:30 Eastern. So thank you for all for being here. Do me a favor and subscribe to my Patreon. It's $5 a month. I also have a yearly thing in there as well. So you guys want to pop in and do that. Six and a half a dozen the other, I guess, at the end of the day. That is where I get to talk about things unfiltered and have a good time with that at the same time. So it's a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy doing those things. It's where we get to talk about all kinds of fun things that I can't talk about on this channel. Otherwise, it will get pulled offline. You guys catch my drift there. The other one doesn't get nearly as much attention as this one does, so we'll keep it that way. Also, if you have not yet, launching February 1st is Crypto Confidential. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It's also linked in the description of the channel. That is a newsletter that will also give you access to a messaging board, that will also give you access to private events, that will also give you access to, we'll call it a miniature trade desk. Pretty sure we're going to be able to do smaller amounts, get the coins that people can't get kind of thing, and get that kind of stuff going. As far as I know, that's the plan. So we'll see what happens with that. Yep. So if you want to join that, it's definitely worth the investment. I will be guest art writing for them every once in a while, as I am able to do so. I am slam busy. If you guys know anything about what I'm working on and been doing, I am slam busy. So, anyways, so let's pop in the chat here and see who we got here going. Good morning, Tom. How we doing? How we doing? Chat disabled? No. So I checked a box. I checked the box accidentally. I fixed it. Sorry about that, everyone. And again, sorry I'm late for everything here. So, Kim, good morning. Thanks for popping in, being here. Appreciate it very, very much. Who we got here? Good morning, Sandstorm. How's it going, man? Been a while. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Let's see. Hope all you're doing well and enjoying the blue light specials and the aisles in crypto. Yes, everything is on sale. Everything's on sale. It's going to be very, very fun over the next couple weeks, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. Eva, good morning. How are you? Appreciate you popping in here. Glad you can hear. Thomas, how are you doing, my friend? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see who else we got here. Bitcoin Bandicoot. There we go. Yeah, I had it. Sorry. It wasn't working. Something broke. Really, the camera decided to say, screw you. Crypto Disposition, good morning. How is everyone today? Bitcoin Management Gym. Man, we got lots of people in here today. John, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for popping in. Gloria, good morning. How are you today? Awesome. Sweet. Yes, Litecoin is under $100. It is all on sale. Thank you very much. No worries, Papa Joe. I appreciate any time you can share with us. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Trinity Man. How are you? Man, you guys are great. Absolutely great. Jess, you're awesome. Big beards tend to break the internet sometimes. Tom, You guys are great. Thanks. Much appreciated. I love it. You guys are fantastic. Yes, buy the dip, Trading Man. Buy the dip. So, as everybody I'm sure has noticed, everything is on sale, including regular stocks. This is what I've been talking about over the past several weeks. And the reason I've been bringing it up over the past several weeks is because everything's going to come down. Hey, look who's that. Clint Westwood in the house. What's going on, brother? Thanks for popping in, man. Yes, so everything globally from a global economic standpoint is going to drop, including crypto. And the reason it's going to include crypto is because all of these hedge funds and all of these, well, it's pretty much just the hedge funds. They take positions in speculative, as they call speculative, markets such as crypto. It's not really that way. We all know that. And they use that to hedge against their bets, right? So their bets are that different things like AMC, CME, and or silver, specifically majorly silver, is going to cause a problem. And I have a buddy of mine. He's been paying attention to that side of the house a lot more than I have. I put something up on my Friday show. So go back and watch the Friday show that he put in there, specifically talking about what's taking place. On the 21st of January, there was a lot of contracts that expired. There were shorts on CME, AMC, and silver. Big time. There were big time that were dropping. Now, all of us know that, at least everyone in my chat here knows, and anyone new, this is what's happening. Okay. They printed 80% of the world's monetary supply from a fiat currency perspective in 2 years. So for U.S. dollars, from the creation of the Federal Reserve up until 2020, they only printed 20% of the current supply. From 2020 to today, they printed 80% of it. You cannot physically possibly absorb that much cash, that much currency into any economy without it driving the prices up because you completely inflated the currency. Let's talk about hyperinflation. So, all of that being said, that's why you're seeing the markets do what they're doing today. So, I'm going to pop over here and I'm going to do a couple of different things live on the fly. We'll call it that. Trading View is one of my favorite places to create kind of a stock portfolio style of view. You can add different indicators like the RSI and the divergence, and there's many, many other ones that you can play with. And I can't even see the stupid. Where's the? Well, what am I on? 15 minutes? Okay. So that's Bitcoin USD. Okay, so we'll come down here to the Dow Jones. As you don't know, I don't really do charts very well myself personally, but gaps I know aren't good. When it's gapping down, it's really not good. So as of right before starting the show here, the Dow had gone down more than 1,000 points. It's bounced back a little bit since then. Where is, if I'm not mistaken, this is the S&P. That's down almost 600 points. And then this is S&P. Is it? I don't remember. Whatever. So the other one is the NASDAQ. This is the S&P. So they're all in the red. That just popped up too. Well, look, the plunge protection team is actively running things. Yes, it's mind-boggling. Oh, wait, that's the wrong button. I meant to click that guy. Sorry about that. No, it's not really working. My apologies on that one. Anyways, so yeah, fun times. You know why? Because people are afraid of inflation. When people start to realize what inflation is and how it really works from an economic standpoint, they're going to quickly realize that it's a hidden tax. And they just stole 80% of the dollar wasn't worth anything anymore, and they just stole 80% more of it. Now, the Federal Reserve is talking about raising rates and hiking those up. We'll get to that in just a minute. But the whole way that this whole thing works is they print a bunch of money, flood the market, and then they raise the rates in the Federal Reserve to absorb what was printed. They'd have to raise the rates a lot more than 1%, 5%. They'd have to raise it more like, 60 to 70, or even probably that 80% to get us back to pre-2020 normals. Nobody's going to like that. They're going to cash out of all of the stocks that is out there. They're going to cash out of even crypto because the adverse takes place because all these hedge funds, like I said a second ago, they come in and they set all this stuff up and they set themselves up in these speculative, as they call them, assets, and then they turn around and sell them to cover their options so that they don't have calls on their options, or that's going to end up causing major problems. Just understand, you, me, all of us in this chat here, all of my listeners, if you're into crypto, you are more than prepared. Right now, everything's on sale. I don't sell anything. I never do. What I do is I set everything up so that way I can either borrow against it or I put them into residual income bearing assets such as Polygon or Matic, Divi, such as Theta, such as what's another favorite one? Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity is paying 89% return and is actually paying 89%. There's not very many other things out there that can do that. There are some, and I'm investigating those from there's a pretty high rate of returns. But that's enough where you could park a very small amount of monetary money in there from a U.S. dollar standpoint. You got to realize that this stuff's not going to be denominated in U.S. dollars in the future. But for now, you can put that kind of stuff into, or you put U.S. dollars into something like Axie, and you could live off of it, or Divi and live off of it, or Matic and live off of it. Effectively, you can create a fund that pays for your house. You can create a fund that pays for your cars. You can create a fund that pays for your groceries, etc., etc. This is how the rich people do it. Okay, this is how Robert Kiyosaki, Donald Trump, other people like that. That's how they've done it. Except they did it with real estate and like royalties and things like that. There's lots of ways to do this. Think about royalties with NFTs. You can do the same thing there. I have a show on my Patreon that I covered in some pretty good detail on how to get into these different assets that earn you residual income, and it's basically like buying a rental property that you don't have to maintain unless you're doing it yourself, and then you kind of have to do some things every once in a while, like update your node, things like that. But besides that, you don't have to necessarily be concerned too much about it. So, oh man, I left my coffee at my other desk. Oh well, I really wouldn't mind it. Oh well. So yeah, fears grow that U.S. action on inflation will trigger debt crisis. No kidding. Fears are growing that the U.S. action of the central bank to combat high inflation will trigger a flash debt crisis. Sounds like 2008. As it emerged, poor country repayments to creditors are already running at their highest level in 2 decades. And then we have things like Evergrande, who won't pay any of their foreign creditors. I found this very, very, very unique choice of words here. The Jubilee Debt Campaign said debt payments, I guess it's a campaign of some kind. Debt payments by developing countries had more than doubled since 2010 and were likely to increase further if, as expected, the Federal Reserve pushed up interest rates. Yeah, flash debt crisis, new lingo. Yes, Busy Mountain. Good morning, by the way. Yes. New lingo. No, yeah, it's going to be very, very, very fun whenever that happens. I was talking to some friends of mine earlier this morning. We have a Slack where I have close friends and family and whatnot. We have a channel on there specifically for stocks, trading, crypto, things like that. And one of the topics of discussion is simply that everything's going to fall off a cliff, including crypto. But what's going to happen is crypto is going to stop at a specific point, because people like us, people like you guys and gals in the chat, we're not selling our crypto. We're letting it make us more crypto. We're letting us make us more usable assets, if you will. This is how we will do this. We're not letting it go. What's going to happen is everything's going to come down. Crypto is going to stop at a specific point. My regulars hear me say this. It's going to stop. And what's going to end up happening after that is the rest of the stock market is going to continue to fall off that cliff. It's going to drag housing. It's going to drag commercial property. Real estate is going to drag everything with it. It's all going to come down. And you see the start of it right here. This isn't playing around. Like, that's a lot. Okay. Like back in 2020 when all this stupid hunger disease started coming out and they're talking about building all the cookies and making sure everyone had them, things like that. The markets fell off a cliff then. And then they printed the crap out of the dollar, propped up the market, and guess what? They're stopping the buying of the market. This is going to come down. They're stopping supporting the market. They're going to have to absorb the inflation. Fun times. I tell you what, we are going to seriously have some interesting times ahead. I hope you are all ready for this. This is the start. This is the start. Now, my personal sentiment and feeling about crypto, this is not financial advice, tax advice, or legal advice. I personally think that we're not far from that that vibranium floor, we'll call it that, for crypto, where we will just not let it go down further. We, the people, are in control of this. All of the dollars that the hedge funds have held, they've sold out. They're not holding on anymore. You think about MicroStrategies, think about Grayscale, think about these major hedge funds who are buying into crypto and holding massive amounts of it, specifically Bitcoin. They're holding others, but specifically Bitcoin. You need to understand, when we stop and hold that line, the rest of the market is going to look at that and go, wait a minute, crypto didn't go down anymore. And they're going to flood into it. And you're going to see crypto in general rise so quickly and so massively that no one will even know what hit it. And all of us in this chat and in this show here, this community that we were building here, especially you guys and gals on my Patreon, you guys understand this is going to be a big deal. This is why I'm saying join that Crypto Confidential newsletter, because we are going to seriously dig into some of these net new projects that are going to be massive, massive, massive banger, like multiple 30x, 100x type of projects that where you get in there and you're going to make serious life changing type of returns, and it's all going to be primarily in crypto. I think it's pretty much all going to be crypto because it's Crypto Confidential. Anyways, think about it, y'all. That's going to be a very rapid, amazing source of information there. So as the Fed rates hikes will intensify a global debt crisis, search warrants. So this is interesting. So this is talking about the fears of the inflation, and now I'm talking about debt crisis. Well, you raise the rates and it's going to cause a debt crisis because people can't pay the rates because they need more dollars because they overinflated everything. You see what's happening? It causes this catch-22, this rock on a hard place. It doesn't work. The Federal Reserve, or the Federal Open Market Committee, meets this week to decide the path for its tightening of monetary policy as it looks to contain soaring inflation. In a report published Sunday, the Jubilee Debt Campaign highlighted that developing countries, I kind of already talked about this, their payments rose 120% in 2010, between 2010 and 2021. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's see what we got going on in the chat here. You guys talking about the rewards? That's fantastic. You guys, a lot of you guys and gals are into building the residual income with your rewards. It's beautiful. Interest rates hikes from U.S. Federal Reserve and other central banks are likely to worsen a global debt crisis, particularly for developing countries. Yes, this is going to cause serious problems. And it's going to cause problems like this. The Dow crashes over 100 points, or 1,000 points, excuse me. I clearly need my coffee, don't I? I'm missing my coffee. I am seriously missing my coffee. Anyways, on Federal Reserve and Ukraine news, I don't think that stuff's happening. You guys paying attention, guys and gals, paying attention to what's happening with the Ukraine? Yeah, Flashbang had a those of you who are new, Flashbang is the resident in chief right now. Anyways, Flashbang had a conversation with NATO this morning, apparently. about signing military-related documents to send troops overseas. They're trying to create a reason to bring the markets down. Historically speaking, there's always been some sort of military type of an event that causes the markets to crash, therefore wiping millions and billions and even trillions off of the markets, causing serious problems in general. They're trying to create that type of event so that way they can have a reason for it to fall instead of, hey, we messed up, we printed too much money, now what? We don't know what to do. Please understand, folks, that this is all a game to them. They don't care. This is why I come back to cryptocurrency and really blockchain technology being a freedom for humanity. Blockchain technology, blockchain don't lie. It's distributed and it's decentralized. It doesn't lie. You cannot change a block, a transaction once it's written to the chain. You can nullify it and write net new going forward, but you cannot delete it. The original transaction will always be there. Okay? When I say it like that, it means that a smart contract can take action based off of whatever the current block is or the current data is on the blockchain. Now, that's a very different discussion for a different day. And, I'm considering putting together some training material to kind of go and do some deep dive on what blockchain is and how it can be used and what it can be used for from a business standpoint, from an economic standpoint, and maybe even from a voting standpoint. Yeah. Think about a blockchain voting system. Yeah, can't change it. It would be absolutely beautiful to see this stuff. Anyways, lost my train of thought there. I was going down a rabbit hole. Sorry about that. So anyways, the major stock markets in the United States continue to record losses on Monday, and it's still going. The Dow Jones Industrial Average plummeting over 1,000 points. The decline comes in anticipation of the Federal Opening Market Committee, FOMC, forthcoming two-day meeting which will take place on January 25th and 22nd. Today is the 24th, so tomorrow. After which, the Federal Reserve will unveil its newest monetary policy decision. Woohoo! Yeah. You want to know who the scam is? It's these guys. Crypto's not a scam. Blockchain technology will free humanity from the clutches of central banking. Mark my words on that. It will. And I'm in the process of helping different places and doing different things and making that possible. I know it's going to. By the way, if there are any business owners or corporations in this chat or watch these videos, I have linked in my description a website where I do consultations. I have a business where I actually help other businesses, hedge funds, whoever you are, build the assets and build the technology from an architectural standpoint and create that freedom for you and your businesses. Set it up. Let's have a talk. I have a conversation this afternoon with somebody that I'm going to be talking about some very, very, very cool projects that I want to see really, really take off. People are starting to recognize blockchain technology solves big time world problems. And it also removes and negates the need for any banking system at all. This is why you've seen all of the SEC meetings and all the different things around those guys come out and they're talking about specifically the stable coins because they're going to launch. And you guys saw this last week. I didn't get to, or maybe it was over the weekend. I don't even remember. I saw an article. I couldn't find it again today to show you guys. But basically, they're going to go forward with their CBDCs. That's what the article said. Now, I haven't seen any official coming around with that. But please pay attention. I really genuinely believe what Cliff High was saying about this stuff. And Cliff, if you ever do get to watch these and listen at all, I'd love to have a conversation with you about this stuff just because I would like to have your perspective thrown into the crowd here for my listeners and whatnot, because you talk about the CBDCs coming out, but they're going to fail. They're going to try and do digital currency 3 separate times, and everyone's going to look at them and go, guess what? That's the same thing as the Federal Reserve note. I'm not trusting that at all. And they're going to continue to go into Bitcoin. They're going to continue to go into Litecoin, and they're going to continue to do things with that and turn them into residual income bearing assets like Polygon, like Axie Infinity, like Divi, like these different things where you can build a node or delegate to a node and create a true residual income for you and your family. You can't really do that in the regular markets. And if you do, you get raked over the coals. Yeah. It's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. So fun times. Over 130 billion. Actually, it's really actually more than a trillion now, I think. Was wiped off of crypto markets in the last 24 hours as Bitcoin and Ether dropped to multi-month lows. Yes, it did. This is the same thing. This is just bringing this up because just from a monetary perspective, from a dollar perspective, how much has been moved off. You have to understand. The newbies don't get this. The noobs scare me how new they are. Yeah, they don't get it. They need to understand this is what's going to have to take place in order for the birth of the net new monetary system to happen. What are your thoughts on Very? So, as far as Very is concerned, Veritasium, Reggie Middleton, they went out and stood up one of the most. He was so forward thinking about the DeFi related stuff that he didn't even get a chance to let the world see what he had built because the SEC took him out. So he now has 2 patents that are very, very, very well written and very, very powerful in what they can and will be doing. Veritasium, from a monetary perspective, is going to end up being 1-to-1 with Bitcoin. I think there's like 2 million that are still in circulation. That's it. Now, if the SEC ever gives back the coins, that will change things, and they'll have to figure out what to do with that. But there's a limited supply of them. There's a serious limited supply. So those people who have them, not financial advice, but I'm not letting go of mine. I'm not letting go of mine. I genuinely think that Veritasium will end up being 1-for-1 in value as Bitcoin. Whatever Bitcoin's price is, it will end up staying about the same. Yes, Bitcoin Bull. Congratulations, Litecoin Leader and Litecoin Lisa, for being part of the Very DAO. It's very, very, very cool. I knew what you meant there. Sorry. I would love to have conversations with people in that space, but I'm glad that those two are. I think they're very, very well suited for that, for sure. So it's going to be very, 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 very interesting to see what Very does in the not too far future. And if you hold a handful of those, you're going to have a real, I think, generational wealth with that one. Just a heads up. So anyways, back over here, Bitcoin and Ether are off 50%, more than 50% of their all-time highs, trading at their lowest lows since July. Yeah, they are, which means you get a 50% discount. How many markets give you that kind of ability? Just to take the dry powder you have and take a 50% discount on what you have? I really doubt. I'm probably wrong. I'm never really. I'm right sometimes, right? A dead clock's right twice a day, right? But this just feels like I don't think. I mean, we could test 20 again, I guess, maybe, but I highly doubt that we'll get that far down. I really do. I think we'll continue to rise. It's just gonna have to hurt for a minute because these idiots in the stock market have to cover their stupid losses and feed the monster that they've created, and they're taking every bit of every other investment from everywhere, and they're causing their own demise. That's what they're doing. They're causing their own demise. Let's see here. What's going on here? Where do you store your Very? Just reach out to me. So Exodus is a place. I actually think mine's still stuck in my Ether wallet. I actually don't remember. I need to go look. It may be an Exodus. I don't remember. It's going to be very interesting. Exodus can hold it, though. Bitcoin Management Jam, Papajo, I sent your website link to a CFO I worked with in the past if they need someone to set up blockchain. Thank you, Jim. Much appreciated, my friend. I have no problem talking to people about setting that kind of stuff up and pointing them in the right directions, doing those types of things, depending on what their needs are. There are so many blockchains that do very many, very, very different things. Think about Populous. Populous is an invoicing system. You want to run an invoices through a blockchain and have a permanent record of that. Populous is a great platform for that. You think about something that's a generalized blockchain. Think about EOS. Think about if you think about Polygon. Polygon is a layer 1 solution, but they're also a layer 2 solutions. They have both capabilities built in. I actually wonder if Ethereum doesn't realize that Polygon could eat their lunch all day long. All day long. Clint, I wish my scotch would go on sale at crypto. Dude, I have met some very interesting people over the years, and one of which I was in Miami at Mark Moss's Market Disruptors event, and he owns one of the oldest distilleries in the world. Was telling me, sorry about that. Was telling me about how he has people buying bottles of scotch or bourbon or whatever and storing it in his vault for safekeeping, and they're spending tens of thousands of dollars or probably more on buying a bottle of scotch as an investment. This stuff is insane that he was telling me. It was just fantastically amazing. Fantastically amazing. So yes, let's see which we got here. Lagavulin Lagavulin 10. No, that one, or I think that's how you say it. That one's pretty good too. Yes, it is pretty good. It is very, very good. I've done the. Anyways, I will be careful with what I'm saying here because kids do watch. Anyways, so yes, fun times here. So let's see what else we got going on here. So I wanted to point this out here real quick. The ex-Goldman CEO Lloyd Blankfein says crypto is happening despite plunge in digital assets. Look, and this is a quote from him. Look, my view is evolving. Blankfein said, I can't predict the future, but I think it's a big thing to be able to predict the present, like what is happening. And I look at crypto and it's happening. By happening, Blankfein means the ecosystem around the cryptocurrencies is matured in the past year. Yes, it has. It really, really, really has. It's lost a lot of value, but at a point where it's trillions of dollars of value contributing to it and the whole ecosystem growing around it. Basically, adoption is a big deal, and they're recognizing this. People are starting to recognize that when you have trillions of dollars of assets inside around an ecosystem, yeah, that means it's maturing. And the world around us, the people in this old system is dying, and they have no control, and they're freaking out. It's freaking out. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to do it. But then there's people like me. There's people like a lot of you in the chat here. Talk to us. We know what to do. We know how to do. No worries, no worries, Bitcoin Bull. No worries, brother. You guys have fun. I love it that you guys have a chat of your own going in here in the conversation. It's actually a lot of fun to watch you guys all have fun with it. Crypto's on sale. Hold the line. Not financial advice, tax advice, or legal advice. This is for your entertainment and I hope your educational purposes only. But anyways, I have a meeting that I'm actually late for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. Do me a favor, if you like the content, smash those likes. If you wouldn't mind, share this out on your socials and get your friends, family, whatever out to pop in and join my channel. The more people that hear this type of content, the better off I think that the world will be. Honestly, I'm a very true, strong believer of that time is the only asset you can't make more of. And because you can't make more of, I don't want to waste my time talking about things like that. And I feel like I'm not. I feel like I'm actually using this time wisely to try to educate the masses on how the world is changing, what we need to be aware of, and how we need to prepare ourselves to move into this net new system that I'm actually helping build. There's a lot of other people like me who are doing that kind of stuff as well. Share it out, get people to subscribe to the channel, help me grow the channel. I do appreciate that. And then if you feel like it, I have a unfiltered time with Papa Joe, which is the Patreon. It's $5 a month. It's those of you who are in there, thank you. It means a lot to me. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful, blessed afternoon. I'll see you at 4:30 Eastern for the Patreon show. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.